Joining us on this broadcast now is Narayan Lakshman, senior journalist. We have Apsara Reddy, spokesperson of the AIADMK, Salem Dharanidharan, spokesperson of the DMK. Narayan Lakshman, I'd like to begin with you on what you make of how the alliances are really shaping up in Tamil Nadu, particularly on the NDA first. The fact that PMK has come on board for this particular alliance. Does this really make a difference? Ultimately, if you look at how the PMK has performed in the last few elections, they've not really been a game-changer factor. So why do you think it matters that they've joined the NDA?
Well, that's a great question. I think certainly they are a party that has had historical significance in the context of the one-year vote in a certain region of northwestern Tamil Nadu, and therefore they remain a major player. Of course, as we've seen in Tamil Nadu, the vote shares as well as the actual seat numbers can fluctuate significantly in the context of this vote swinging between the DMK and the AIADMK that we saw, especially during the Jayalalitha Karunanidhi era.
Yeah.
But having said that, the DMK is certainly on a strong footing this time. Of course, people, opposition and others may raise questions about, governance and challenges they've faced. But I don't think it would be wise to rule out the PMK as an important player. You never know which way the election is going to turn. So certainly this is if not a massive win or a major win, it is some kind of a win for the NDA alliance that they were able to bring the PMK on board concretely, even though, again, bear in mind the footnote that it's only a part of the PMK, given what you correctly said and your colleagues said about the factionalism and the broken, fragmented party that it is today between father and son.
Apsara Reddy, nice to have you with us on the show after a long time here on Super 6. Good evening to you. The AIADMK, the NDA, of course, believe they're stronger with the PMK coming on board. But there is an opinion constantly that, look, until you bury the hatchet with the likes of TTV Dinakaran, with the likes of OPS and truly get everyone on board, you don't really stand a chance against the DMK.
See, that's a very popular narrative that has been peddled by the DMK across media. And I think it's been a lot of PR machinery working for the DMK, which is actually setting this narrative, especially social media. I genuinely believe traveling across South India, especially on my journalistic work or as a political spokesperson, to the grassroots, especially Tamil Nadu, there's a lot of discontent with the DMK government, be it women's issues, be it law and order, be it non-deliverance of welfare schemes. So definitely AIADMK and the NDA are on a very good footing. And I think PMK coming is an added advantage. And with regards to factionalism between the PMK, the father and son, I think the Election Commission has made it very, very clear who the symbol belongs to. And I think the might of the party belongs with Mr. Anbumani Ramadas. And you can see the kind of crowds Mr. Anbumani is drawing, and the kind of party workers and party people in positions are with Mr. Anbumani Ramadas. People who can garner votes are with Mr. Anbumani Ramadas. So I think it's a win for Mr. Edappadi Palanisamy, sir, that he's brought on PMK on board. And I think the BJP will be very, very, very happy that we're going to bolster the NDA alliance with PMK joining us. And I think more parties, as Mr. Edappadi Palanisamy said, will join the alliance. And I think going forward into the frenzy of electioneering, I feel the more of the flaws of the DMK will be exposed. I think the media will start being a little more fair, especially vernacular press has been driving the narrative of DMK being popular, but that's not the case on the ground, because when you work, like I attended the women's conference recently in Kallakurichi, the kind of issues that women had, I don't think people are paying heed to the women's issues. I think largely the women's issues are not, being played by the media, but there's a lot of issues, whether it's lack of subsidy on gas cylinders to rape, murder, the kind of language DMK people are using on women on public platforms, people in power are using against women. All these have hurt the sentiments. I think it'll work in our favor.
Sure. Apsara, I'm glad you said vernacular media and not national media, but also, on the point of factionalism, you spoke of what's happening in the PMK. What about the AIADMK itself? Again, I come back to the TTV factor, the OPS factor, and the reality being that unless the AIADMK gets all these factions together, which broke away a few months ago, the AIADMK is not one solid faction, not one solid unit.
So AIADMK largely depends on its cadre, which is almost too pro-strong now. And of course, the people of Tamil Nadu who identify with the two-leaf symbol. The two-leaf symbol is with Mr. Edappadi Palanisamy. There is no faction because OPS, Sashikala or TTV do not belong to the AIADMK. And their ouster has not really caused any ripples even in their own constituencies or even in their own belts. So I don't think they're considered A, loyal to the party, B, they're not vote garnering personalities. And I also feel with TTV, he started his own party. So I think he's a separate entity altogether. And I don't think any of these people you mentioned have actually registered any significant dent or can cause any significant dent because they have not registered any electoral victory themselves or any milestones to talk about.
There will be arguments that it splits up the Tewar vote, but I'll bring in Dharanidharan, also spokesperson of the DMK, for his opening comments. Dharanidharan, the PMK officially joining the NDA now. Is that a point of cause of concern for the DMK, particularly in North Tamil Nadu, particularly with the Vanyar vote bank?
Good evening to you. Good evening to the fellow panelists. Both of them happen to be good friends, and also to your viewers. So I see PMK has always been either with the BJP or the AIADMK. In the 21, there was a grand alliance, PMK, BJP. They were all together along with the ADMK. So I don't think it was something unexpected. In fact, we are not even conducting any talks with PMK. So it's not a surprise. It was
There
obvious
was no
decision.
talks, Dharanidharan, there were no talks also with Ramadas Senior.
There is absolutely whoever wants to join our alliance, if they fulfill the ideology, can join. Right. So we are not having talks with anyone because our alliance from 2019 itself is a constant. Right. Like we have the DMK, then the Congress, then the VCK, then the CPI, then the CPM, then MDMK, then therein comes KMMK, and then now MNM has joined. So this is nearly a fixed alliance since 2019. This is the alliance that for 2019, 21, 22, 24 elections and also going to fight the 26 elections. It is the opposition where the alliance has always been fluid. In 21, BJP, ADMK, and PMK, they all fought together. And then 24, because the ADMK and BJP split, what happened was that half of the allies went to ADMK and half of the allies went to BJP. Now ADMK and BJP are together. The PMK was anyways either with ADMK or BJP. Now they've joined this alliance, which was obvious. But the worrying factor is that PMK is now divided, and DMDK has always been either with the ADMK or the BJP, or I think mostly with the ADMK if they've been alone, is now non-committal. We are not sure which side they are going to go. The another fact is OPS, who has been with BJP in 24, is now not willing to join the ADMK BJP alliance. TTV, who was with the BJP alliance in 24, is not now willing to join the alliance with ADMK plus BJP, which means they're losing two vital alliance partner, which is OPS plus TTV. So, which is interesting note. And again, PMK is a weakened PMK now. What vote share, who has, that time will tell. I'm not a I can't foresee. I'm not got to foresee what vote share which party will get. The election people will tell.
No, but Narayan Lakshman, what do you have to say about this? That this is a weakened PMK. This is a weakened AIADMK because of all the rifts and factionalism. So the only chance perhaps they have is to get everyone together. Then it becomes a DMK versus all battle. Do you think so?
Look, part of this is about the electoral math, the various permutations and combinations possible. And we have now literally hit fourth gear for electioneering, and you're going to see a lot of fluctuations. So we in the media especially are cautious, and we don't assume that anyone who's even made an alliance is going to stick with it, or that there's certain people who can never enter an alliance. All these things are liable to change the closer you get to the election. That's point number one. Point number two, let's remember that the math only takes you that far. Beyond electoral math, you also have issues on the ground and performance. So for the DMK, of course, it's about conveying the sense of completing its governance promises, fulfilling them, and delivering good governance for the common man and woman on the streets. That is its main focus. For the NDA combined, for the the BJP, for the ADMK and others, it's about critiquing. It's about critiquing the governance. It's about talking about their own very unique version of ideology within their politics. How will they smooth over any differences that they may have within the alliance? So that is the second aspect, which is going to win or lose people, which is going to win or lose the hearts and minds of the people of Tamil Nadu, who are extremely astute. So no simple electoral math is going to let you, feel very comfortable about a prediction of how this election is going to turn. So I would keep the second factor in mind as well.
So we're talking about the NDA. Let's look at what's happening in Dharanidharan's party, the DMK. We've been seeing a power feud of sorts between the Congress and the DMK playing out. Congress leader Praveen Chakravarty has spoken out, insisting that the DMK must share power in the government with the Congress. So I just want our viewers to listen in to exactly what Praveen Chakravarty said before I take this back to our panel. Listen in to what he said, a Congress leader who's not just talking about the impact that Vijay will have, but also reiterating that the DMK must share power. And he's not the only one who said this. Listen.
தொண்டர்கள் கோரிக்கை அதிக சீட்டு ஆட்சியில் பங்கு அதிகாரம் இது காங்கிரஸ் தொண்டர்களின் கோரிக்கை. இது எதுக்கு இந்த கோரிக்கை வைக்கிறாங்க? காங்கிரஸ் கட்சி 60 வருஷத்துக்கு பலவீனமாகவே போயிட்டு இருந்துச்சு. இதை பலப்படுத்த வேண்டிய நேரம் வந்துவிட்டது. காங்கிரஸ் கட்சியின் தமிழ்நாட்டில் காங்கிரஸ் கட்சியின் எதிர்காலத்திற்காக இந்த கோரிக்கை வைக்கப்படும்.
தொண்டர்களுக்கும் முக்கிய நிர்வாகிகள்
I'm not sure if you had a chance to listen to what Praveen Chakravarty said, or for that matter, what Manickam Tagore had said a few days ago. Is your house in order?
Of course, it's very much in order. See, in every election, the alliance partners have an expectation. The party that is leading the alliance has an expectation. There's always a mismatch of expectation. That's why we negotiate. And what is a testament to it? Testament to the fact that the DMK's alliance with the Congress has existed for 22 years. Maybe brief fighters between 2013 to 2015 where there wasn't alliance. But apart from that, the alliance existed. Every alliance, even BJP, when they were negotiating AIADMK in 21, they were asking for 80 seats. Eventually, they agreed to 20. So it is up to the high command of both the parties to decide. And both are matured parties. These are not new parties. The first time they have come together. In the minds of Rahul Gandhi and my chief minister, Congress and DMK are married and the divorce is not possible. That is what.
No, but these are Congress leaders who are speaking out, Dharanidharan. First. Second is there's a whole lot of
let me be
speculation that the
honest.
Congress is in touch with the
here.
TVK. And that's
No,
what
let
got
me be
them so
honest here.
confident now.
Let me be honest here. I am a DMK spokesperson. Apsara is a AIADMK spokesperson. Whatever I say how the alliance should be made is not going to be made based on that. And whatever Apsara says, the alliance is not going to be based on that. So Congress has 1 crore cadres. They can speak whatever. There are designated specific leaders who will decide on the alliance and what they say and what.
No, you can't. Come on, Dharanidharan. Manickam Tagore is someone who has a year of Rahul Gandhi, who is an MP, who's a member of parliament. But go ahead, Apsara.
Apsara has the years of the EPS. I have the year of my chief minister. That doesn't matter. That it's my job to speak on the alliance.
Apsara, come on.
Right. So
while we try to downplay what the Congress has said, it is a matter of concern for the DMK, and I'm sure my friend Dharanidharan would agree that DMK is in a huddle to kind of fix the frazzled nerves of Congress, because it's not just Manickam Tagore. There are quite a few people who are coming out and speaking from the Congress who are not happy with the DMK governance. There are a lot of people on public stages. It might be played up as a slip of the tongue, but there are a lot of parties, alliance parties, in recent times in public meetings have asked for the DMK government to be. It's time for DMK to be out of power. There are lots of videos on social media from their own alliance partners where they said they want to they condemn the Stalin government. So there's a overwhelming sentiment even among the allies that DMK is going to lose this election, so they don't want to be in that alliance. I think as it plays out in a couple of months, we'll know who sticks with them and who doesn't.
This is the challenge, Dharanidharan. As a result of all that's playing out right now, it's given leeway for the AIADMK, for other parties to question what's happening between the DMK and Congress. And the fact that the Congress is now speaking out, they've never actually pushed for a power sharing deal before. This is the first time they're speaking out saying, look, give us this.
I'm saying, why should the BJP or the AIADMK or any other opposition party concerned about what is happening in DMK and its alliance? If at all we stand alone, they should be happy.
No,
so
we're not concerned. We're not concerned at all. It's just an observation that there are people coming and speaking out. With the political turf, all of us are political spokespersons. So what we observe, I think, bringing it to the table, which that's the debate today about alliances and the state of the Tamil Nadu election. So I think it's fair to kind of bring to the table the observations we've made. Even when we're talking about allies, there are lots of allies of the DMK who are coming in public meetings and saying we want the government to be changed. A lot of people are coming and saying that we're not happy with price rise, they're not happy with women's issues. So it is a public discussion. And we're discussing alliances now.
Yeah, Dharanidharan.
No, the point is very simple. Let me complete my point. The point is any of the high command of any of the parties in which DMK's party, the part of DMK alliance, have come and said, no, we are not going to continue the alliance. We are exploring for new options. None. The Congress in charge, set by the high command, has clearly said that the Congress alliance with the DMK will continue. Power sharing or not sharing, it is an internal matter of the DMK and the Congress, which my chief minister and Rahul Gandhi and the Congress leader will decide amicably. It is not a discussion of a television. Right? Has anyone come and said, so DMDK has actually now part of
No,
India?
Dharanidharan, these are comments made
That
to
is
the
the point
media.
of concern.
These are not comments made to Stalin and to Rahul Gandhi. These are comments made to the media. So there will, of course, be a discourse in the media about what's really
But the
happening.
whole point is, has DMK reacted anything? Has Rahul Gandhi come and said anything?
Yes, there
Has
have been
Mr. Karge
reactions, though.
Has
No, the
Karge, has
DMK has
Karge come and
also
said anything?
reacted.
No, has Karge come and said, no, we want power share? Or has my chief minister come and said, we won't give power share? No. Has my chief minister said no? Has my spokesperson said no?
Okay.
It will all be decided when the committee to negotiate has been set up and they meet.
Yeah,
They will
final
meet
word from Narayan
They will
Lakshman.
not
Narayan
decide on
Lakshman,
television channel.
do you think this stems from the Congress reportedly looking at other options, looking beyond the DMK at perhaps the TVK at Vijay? Do you think that's where this demand stems from suddenly?
I doubt it because I don't think it would be a wise calculation to throw their lot in with the TVK. Of course, there is speculation and rumors on that side swirling, but again, in an election time, we should all literally, as I said, gird our loins and hold firm and not make projections and predictions that completely go the other way. So I think there's no doubt that the TVK is going to play spoiler to certain extent and possibly eat into the vote share of every major party here. But at the same time, you have to ask the bigger question of which parties are on a strong footing. I think that the DMK, as Dharanidharan said, has fulfilled certain promises, but as Apsara said, there are also questions that can be raised. So the Congress, to throw its lot in with a newcomer who is just going to be a disruptor, even if a significant disruptor, but a disruptor nevertheless, would be unwise given what Dharanidharan again said about the long history of partnership that they have enjoyed. And let's not forget that this comes in the context of 1967, where the Dravidian parties and the movement as such unseated the Congress, and there's a deep ideological roots for why the Congress is finding it hard to gain a firm foothold in the state. That needs to be borne in mind.
Okay, interesting times ahead. There's no doubt about that. With elections scheduled in April, lots happening in Tamil Nadu. Thank you very much for your time, Narayan Lakshman, Dharanidharan and Apsara Reddy, for joining us.